The VIP signals on Telegram has really been improved and changed to the best. As we can see, my friends, last week we have made more than 412 pips of profits to our clients in the VIP group on Telegram. I want to share with you the results, and they are really interesting because on 13th of February it was 100% in profit, which is fantastic and fabulous. I mean, this is really what everyone wants to see, 100% in profits without any losses. But again, that is just simply not possible. Forex is not like that, my friends. During the month, we will always have some rainy days in the summer or in the sunny days. For example, 14th of February, Valentine's Day, was actually a rainy day in these sunny days. So as you can see, we had some losses and some profits, but however, the losses has also been recovered instantly by take profit number 1 signals. Then on 16th of February, we can see that we had two losses here, 25%, 25 pips of loss and 35 pips of loss. But the good thing here is that the USDJPY signal alone with take profit number 1 has actually made 60 pips of profit, recovering the losses plus made some 10 pips of profit. So this is really fantastic. And of course, add to this the pound CHF making also 30 pips of profit. So again, signals have changed. We are no longer use the fixed 50 pips of stop loss. We are now using a small stop loss such as 25 pips or 35 or even sometimes 10 pips or 15 pips of stop loss. Meanwhile, the take profit number 1 is now bigger. Take profit number 1 was 20 pips and right now it's 36 pips right here, 60 pips right here, 52 pips right here for the pound USD and so on. So the signals has really been improved, and now it's really just up to your expectations, and hopefully guys, it's gonna be more profitable in the future. So of course, if you wish to join Xtreme Trader Forex Signals group, please contact our support. You can find their contact details in the description below this video. Contact them today and hopefully we will see you there. Hello and welcome on this new weekly market analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. So first things first of all guys, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and of course share the video. So I want to clear something first of all before we start the weekly analysis. Some of you guys actually thought that I'm not doing any analysis for the dollar index, the DXY of course, and the fundamentals are actually abandoned from my analysis. That is of course far from the truth. The reality is I am doing of course a lot of analysis. As you can see right now, it's actually 2:34 p.m. Dubai time. And to be honest, I was actually supposed to make this video since morning at 8 a.m. But I spent a lot of time analyzing the dollar and the euro to understand the direction of them. And of course, add to this that actually I took my time to study the market. And of course, I did my homework by checking the DXY, of course. And that is what I'm doing every single day. I'm tracking the DXY every single day. What I'm actually showing to you here in the channel is the final product, because the video is so long right now. It's gonna be like 40 minutes, and that is of course way so long, and that's the reason of course I'm just giving you the results of my analysis and researches. And of course from my analysis, I believe that the DXY should actually be bearish for the remaining days of the next week. However, on the longer run, it actually might be bullish. If we look at the weekly chart right now for the DXY, we can confirm right here that the market of course has been respecting that level of a Fibonacci retracement number 50, and that level of a resistance at 104.664 has also been respected. Therefore, the DXY seems like it's actually going to continue the fall, at least to reach that level of a previous support trend line before the market make actually here a bullish reversal. Exactly just like that. So the market will continue fall till it reaches that level of a previous support level and support trend line, and afterwards we can start buying the DXY. But for the meantime, the direction is actually going to be bearish. Keep in mind that this is of course the weekly chart. So again, I'm not showing this in the videos because it's actually going to take a lot of time, and the video is already more than 40 minutes long, and therefore we are actually doing the best to avoid this. Number 2, let's keep in mind, my friends, that the next week is actually loaded with the news. We are having, of course, I'm expecting Monday to be very slow and low in volatility day because the CAD and the USD banks are going to be on holiday. And then Tuesday, we're having the flash services for many pairs, of course. And then, of course, we are having the CPI for the CAD at 5:30 p.m. Dubai time, 1:30 p.m. GMT time. Then the day after, on Wednesday, we're having the bank statement for the NZD at 5 p.m. Dubai time, 1 p.m. GMT time. And then, of course, I think that's going to be it for the news for the next week. So again, my friends, be careful that this news might actually be able to change the direction of many signals that you are about to receive right now in this video. Please consider the news when you are actually judging the analysis. If you are checking it after, for example, if you are watching this video on Saturday, then you are looking at it on Thursday, then you are seeing the signals have failed, at least consider that there was some news that actually might have changed the direction of the market. Anyway, without further ado, let's now begin with the weekly analysis, and let's begin with the Euro USD. So as you can see, my friends, for the Euro USD right now, if I look at the daily chart, it seems to me like this level of a strong key support level has also been respected again. That is the rule of my trading strategy. Once we are seeing a strong key support level on the daily or weekly or even monthly chart being respected, it means that the market is going to actually now change the direction upon their previous level of that support. Now, let's look at the trend lines. As you can see, my friends, also, the support trend lines also being respected, which seems like we're having right now a channel. And now the Euro USD seems like it's going to continue the rise upon the pressure from that support trend line. Now, let's add to this the price action on the daily chart. This price action right here, number one, that price action usually indicates for a bullish reversal, but the more important one is actually this one. This reverse hammer, in my opinion, a very trusted signal to start buying the market. It's actually like, for me, it's like actually the confirmation that the market is going to make a bullish reversal upon the pressure from a previous resistance, as we can see right here. So based on the daily chart, we had right here a previous resistance, and that resistance has already become a new support. So seeing the reversed hammer on a support level on the daily chart, that's like a confirmation to start buying the pair immediately. So that being said, we have to consider buying the Euro USD for the next week. And however, the take profit level, of course, has to be placed right here at the nearest strong key resistance level at 1.08790. Which means that the Euro USD still has about, I think, like 180 pips more to go. Exactly, 181 pips. So let's now move to the smaller time frame to see where exactly we can start buying this pair. Moving to the 4-hour time frame, I think it's very clear to me right here that we can start buying the Euro USD exactly from that level of a support, just right there exactly at 1.06652. The reason, of course, is on that same level, we're having here a strong green level of a support. And as you can see, the market has been respecting that level multiple times. Then finally, we had here that one fake breakout. And now the Euro USD is actually facing right here a resistance level. So we can actually expect a pullback. And that level of a real support most likely is going to be respected again. Now, let's keep in mind something, my friends. This pattern right here is like, for me, it's like a winner one. Let me just show you, for example, the history. Right here, for example, we can see that very similar setup. Once you see actually a real level of a support being respected repeatedly over the time, then faces one fake major breakout, most likely, my friends, that level of a real support is going to be respected. There goes actually your jackpot. If you are actually, jackpot. If you want to, not jackpot. If you want to find really a winning setup, this is the one that you want to look for. Let me just show you another example if I can, if I'm lucky enough to find one. I want to find a fake breakout in the middle of a real support or resistance. We can see right here example. Right here exactly. That level, of course, was a real level of a support which has been respected repeatedly. Then we had the fake breakout, and then again, the same level of a real support has been respected once again. So the same thing now being seen here on the Euro USD, which actually confirms that I think it's going to be safe to start buying this pair exactly at 1.06652. And we have to wait for the market to fall for about 30 pips, I would say, before we can start buying the Euro USD. Meanwhile, the take profit level will be placed just right here at the absolute highest level of the resistance on the current structure at 1.08028, which means we are actually expecting to make approximately 137 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, The safe zone is going to be ranging just till the lowest level of a support at 1.06077 for about 58 pips of safe zone. Moving now to the pound USD. Alright, so let's now check the weekly chart for the pound USD. From the first site I can see right here for the pound USD, the market is actually, my friends, facing a very strong key support level. The market has been respecting that level over the time. However, pay attention that in the middle we're having number 1 and number 2 fake breakouts. Interesting. That is exactly what I just told you about the EURUSD. Look at this. We are having here the real level of a support which has been respected. Of course, we had a fake breakout in the middle, but lately we had that major fake breakout. And pay attention, the market has reversed exactly on the same level of a real support. That is exactly what I just told you about the EURUSD. That being said, we can notice that the market right now is actually on the second attempt of the support. Now pay attention, on the weekly chart, we are having two candles right here, which indicates for a reversal hammer, inverted hammer, which actually indicates for a bullish reversal. So most likely right now, the next direction for the pound USD is going to be bullish, and most likely we can start buying the pair as soon as possible. So moving now to the 4-hour time frame, after confirming the direction based on the weekly chart, let's now go to the daily chart to find the good entry, and I think it can be spotted exactly right there at 1.20074. The one single reason here, my friends, of course, if we look at the left side, this was of course the real level of the support. It was also right here a real level of a support, another real level of a support, and of course in the middle we had these fake breakout attempts, which actually we can ignore, and therefore very similar to the EURUSD. Right here, my friends, this was the real level of a support right here also, and right there we had the fake breakout. Therefore, buying the pound USD exactly on the same level of a real support is going to be ideal. However, we have to wait for the pair to fall for about 32 pips before we can start buying it. Add to this, of course, the support trend line that we're having right there. So this can actually confirm the entry that we can actually expect that level of a support trend line to be respected again, and just to bounce back on the same level of a support trend line. So that being said, the take profit level, my friends, got to be placed let me just be sure, exactly right there at the nearest strong key support level to our entry, which became already a resistance. That means we're actually aiming approximately 164 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging lower than the closing price of that candle at 1.19423, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 64 pips against 166 pips of profit. Let's now move to the AUDUSD. Alright, so now for the AUDUSD, my friends, we have to look at the weekly chart. And now what we can see right here, first of all, is that the market is still being respecting that level of a strong key support level at 0.68320. Of course, if I extend the line, we can see that the market has also formed right here on the weekly chart, back in May 2020, of course. The market has formed here a strong key support level, which has been respected over the time till lately. Right now, 12th of February, the market has also respected that level and reversed exactly on it. That means that this level is very strong, and most likely right now the next candle on the weekly chart is most likely gonna be bullish. Now let's move to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, we can notice, my friends, that the market has also made an attempt to retest that level of a resistance at 0.68583, and as we can see, the market has reversed exactly right on that level. So by looking at the final structure, we can see here a strong key support level, which has become already a resistance but has been instantly broken out from, and now that level of a previous resistance has already become as a support, and that level of a support also is now being respected again with these two attempts right there, which means that the AUDUSD has the potential right now to rise again, and most likely is going to continue the rise till it reaches that level of the resistance exactly at 0.69896, and after that we might actually consider shorting the AUDUSD. But for the meantime, we are going to start buying it. But at that level of a resistance, I believe we can start shorting it. Now moving to the 4-hour time frame. Again, on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing something very similar to the setup of the EURUSD and the GBPUSD. That level of a support zone right here is most likely going to be respected after the appearance of the fake breakout recently. Now we have to wait for the market to fall for about, I would say actually, let me just be sure. I want to give you, my friends, the best and most accurate entry possible. Therefore, I'm going to just check the support trend line right there and just then drag the same support trend line and place it exactly right there at the nearest support trend line, which confirms our entry. It should actually be placed exactly at that level of a previous support trend line. So that being said, buying at 0.68456 is going to be ideal. Therefore, we have to wait for the market to fall for about 32 pips before we can start buying it. And the take profit level will be placed at the highest level of the resistance on the same structure as 0.69832, which means we're aiming approximately 137 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the daily is, let's just go now to the daily chart, try to find the safe zone, 1 hour time frame. I need to, yes, perfect. That should be the edge of the safe zone at the nearest resistance right here, as we can see before that bullish breakout candle, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 55 pips against 138 pips of profits. Let's now move to the USDCAD. Alright, now for the USDCAD, my friends, on the daily chart, on the weekly chart, we can notice something right here, that the market also formed here a triangle. And seems like the market is actually getting, of course, in the narrow side of it and reaching what we call the bottleneck of that channel, which means, or the triangle if you want to call it, which means that most likely right now, after bouncing from the resistance trend line right here multiple times, most likely the USDCAD is actually gonna continue the fall. Now, after confirming this on the weekly chart, let's just move to the daily chart just to confirm that this is indeed the right direction. Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about for the last few minutes. We are having here a real level of a resistance. And as you can see, my friends, this was, of course, the odd on it. I mean, this is the fake breakout. And here we had another fake breakout. Then again, the same level of a real resistance, which lies exactly right here, has also been respected for once, twice, and thrice. So actually even multiple times right there. So therefore, after seeing that the candle has closed as a pin bar right here, and we can see the pressure to break out from that level of a resistance, it happened multiple times. The market actually rose for about 65 pips trying to make a breakout from that level of a resistance, but of course has failed, and therefore on Friday ended up like a pin bar. So most likely the market is going to continue to fall on the next week, and the target most likely is going to be right here, the absolute lowest level of the support at 1.33350. Now moving to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we are also having here the price action, which confirms the bearish reversal. And right now, we don't see actually any strong key support level on the horizon on the left side. We can see, of course, that we had here a support level, but the price action right here, if I'm not mistaken, supersedes it, meaning it's actually gonna I don't see any way that the USDCAD is going to make here a bullish reversal upon the pressure from that previous support, because it already has become a real level of a resistance right here, and now the market actually is reversing upon the pressure from that resistance, which means the market will continue the fall right now. The market won't actually make any bullish reversals at all, ignoring that level of a support. So that being said, most likely we can start shorting the USDCAD right there. So the question is where exactly we can short it. Let's just move to the 1-hour time frame. Now on the 1-hour time frame, all we need to do is of course finding the real level of a resistance, which was exactly right there at 1.34981. This was, my friends, a real level of a resistance, as you can see. Let me just be sure. Exactly like this. 1.34946 was indeed the real level of a resistance. If we look at the left side, we can confirm that this very same level was also a real level of a support and face, of course, a fake breakout, which confirms that this is the level that we're seeking. So therefore, we have to wait for the USDCAD to rise for about 22 pips before we can start shorting it. However, the take profit level is going to be placed just right there at the nearest strong key support level at 1.33606, which means we are aiming approximately 133 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging just a little bit above the highest level of the resistance at 1.35414, ranging for about 45 pips against 133 pips of profits. Moving now to the USDJPY. Alright, so now for the USDJPY, also we can see right here, my friends, that the market, of course, on the weekly chart, let me just tell you something. So for the for the USDJPY, if you guys remember, over the last month, I said repeatedly that we're having here that inverted hammer, which most likely indicates for a bullish reversal, and that is exactly what has happened. Now, the USDJPY has indeed rose all the way and reached that level of a resistance at 134.300. Now, that is of course the highest level of the resistance, and now, most likely right now, the USDJPY is gonna make a bearish reversal after the it's gonna make it, of course, upon the pressure from the resistance at 134.418. So now moving to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, look at that, how the candle of Friday has closed. Of course, it was a pin bar, so therefore that can confirm that the USDJPY is indeed gonna continue the fall. I think the USDJPY doesn't actually need any further analysis than this. I mean, check this out. We're having here that level of a resistance trend line, which has been broken out from with that bullish breakout candle. And now you know the rules, guys. When we are having, of course, a broken level of a resistance trend line, the market will continue the rise till it reach the Fibonacci 61.8 retracement on a resistance level, and after that the market will start falling right here to retest the broken level of a resistance trend line to create a new support trend line, and after that it's gonna continue the rise. That's how usually the market moves. Therefore, the bearish pullback has already begun, and therefore we can start shorting the USDJPY. The question is, of course, where? Let's now move to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, as I told you earlier, we will look always for the real level of a support and resistance, and based on them we will accordingly place our sell orders. Now look at the structure. That price action right here is really perfect. So right here we had the real level of the resistance, and meanwhile we had here this fake breakout. Now we can expect from the market to continue the rise, and if that happens, if the USDJPY is gonna make a bearish reversal upon the pressure from that resistance, we will end up with a head and shoulders pattern, which indicates that indeed the USDJPY is gonna continue the fall. So my advice for you is just wait for the market to reach this level and don't place the sell order immediately. Just wait to see any price action here indicates a weakness in the level and indicates that the USDJPY is getting ready for the bearish reversal. If you see the candle close here as a pin bar, for example, then immediately place your sell order, hoping for the best, because we have ended up with a head and shoulders pattern, which indicates that the market is gonna continue the fall. So that being said, we have to wait for the USDJPY to rise for about 35 pips before we can start shorting it. The safe zone is going to be ranging just a little bit above that level of a resistance. Meanwhile, the take profit level, of course, as usual, will be placed right here at the nearest strong key support level to our entry at 132.854, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 80 pips against 160 pips of profits. And now let's move to the USDCHF. Oh, a lot of mistakes. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Anyway, the USDCHF, my friends, even though it's really still so ugly and disgusting, but at least the direction is obvious. It's gonna be bearish. Now, let me just tell you something. If we look at the weekly chart right now, we can notice how the candles has been ranging on that level for multiple times. However, it's really obvious to me that the market right now, my friends, has actually given up upon the pressure from the real level of the resistance right here, exactly at 0.93175. If we track it, we can notice right here that we had a real level of a resistance, a fake breakout, then again, multiple attempts of the real resistance, and lately we can see the market has actually been ranging on that level of the resistance trend line. That means that this level is quite strong, and now the candle actually, which has appeared right here, the last week candle actually, this one right here, the inverted hammer, it actually indicates for a bearish reversal. So therefore, this is of course a resistance, and the appearance of that candle on a resistance level on the weekly chart actually confirms that the market is going to continue the fall. Now the candle after it actually shows like that it was like a tie between the bulls and the bears, and therefore I trust actually this candle, which means that after the appearance of that candle right here, the last one, most likely the next direction is going to be bearish. So let's now move to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we can see the appearance of that pin bar, and now the market indeed couldn't actually break out from that level of a resistance right here at 0.93130. So from my point of view, the USDCHF will actually start the fall immediately at the opening on Monday. But I want to always have a safe entry to my followers. Therefore, let's just move now to the 4-hour time frame to find where exactly we can start shorting the pair. I need to delete this zone right here. 1 second. All right, let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. And now, as you can see, my friends, we're having, of course, that level of a resistance exactly right there. Perfect. At 0.92715. If I'm not mistaken, and hopefully I'm not there. Better. That's going to be the best level to start shorting exactly after it rises for about 45 pips. This is, of course, the highest level of a real resistance. And if the market actually couldn't reverse upon the pressure from that resistance, then most likely it means that this signal is no longer valid. Therefore, we can see that the market right now is actually facing here a support level, and therefore we can expect from the market to make a pullback. And by the end of Monday, if I'm not mistaken, if the market had some volatility in it, we can actually expect from the market to rise again and reach that level of a resistance, and from that point we can start shorting the USDCHF. The take profit level, of course, got to be placed right here at the nearest strong key support level to the entry, which means we are actually aiming approximately, I would say, about 97 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging for about 47 pips just till the peak of the resistance at 0.9333. Let's now move to the gold. Alright, so now for the gold, my friends, on the weekly chart, I want to show you something interesting. That is, of course, what we call the magic of trend lines. What you will do, my friends, is simply draw a support trend line from this lower low all the way to this higher low, just like that. Now what you will do next, as you can see, first of all, the market indeed respected that level of a support trend line. That is for starter. Now what you will do next is simply drag the very same line that you have drawn here and place it all the way at the nearest support trend line. Check this out. The market has indeed formed here a support trend line, which has already become a resistance trend line for one single attempt, and instantly the market has actually broke out from that level and now retested it. Now the same level of a support trend line is also being respected again. So the reversal here was actually a perfect one. And by the way, this same line here, if you drag it all the way, you will see that the market has indeed respected that level over the time. No matter where you place it, check this out, the market has indeed respected that level of a resistance trend line, which also became a support trend line right there. Even in the past, if we place it right here, let me just scroll to the left and check this out. Perfect. This is perfection. Look at this. The market has also formed here a support trend line, and it became also a resistance trend line using just the same line from that level of a support trend line I have taken here. That's what I call it, the magic of trend lines. It's really so magical. You can find the perfect entries using this method. However, we have confirmed that the gold indeed reversed upon the pressure from that previous support trend line, and therefore the gold is indeed gonna continue the rise. So now the question is, where exactly we can start buying the gold? Let's now move to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, I think this is very similar to the pound USD and the EURUSD. Right there, my friends, we can see clearly the very strong real level of a support exactly at 1831.45. The market has also formed here a real level of a resistance, which has already become number 1, 2, and 3 attempts of a real support. Now we had here one fake breakout, and now upon the pressure from the current resistance right here, we can expect from the gold to fall again and respects the same level of a support, and then it's gonna make a bullish reversal. Add to this that we're having here also a resistance trend line like this, and as you can see, the market has indeed made the bullish breakout from that level of a resistance trend line. Therefore, I think it's gonna be a good idea to start buying the gold after it fall again to retest the broken level of a resistance trend line to create a new support trend line. Add to this, that level of a support is gonna be respected, and then the gold is gonna continue the rise. So that being said, we can actually keep the trade running till the market reach the resistance exactly at 1868.61, which means we can actually aim approximately 377 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging just till the lowest level of the support at 1817.65 for about 133 pips of safe zone. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the next week on the USD pairs and for the gold. If you guys have noticed any difficulty in my breathing or speaking, it is true. I have some difficulties in breathing. It is of course due to my nasal medical health issue I have. I need to check it out with the doctor next week. However, until then, of course, it's just really hard for me to keep talking. Therefore, let's just end it right now. And again, I want to remind everyone to be aware about the news, pay attention to them, and of course, keep in mind that any high impact news can actually change the direction of the market. So until then, I hope that was informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.